My name's Tired and I'm Karis. Wait, what? Hi there. My name's Karis, and usually on this YouTube channel I make music-related stuff. I'm not nearly, original enough to make my own songs. I can't seem to put the words together, but I do love covering songs that I wish I wrote. So that's what most of this channel is. Other times it's just stuff that I wanted to make, such as this video. In this video, we're going to go over Asian representation in American entertainment media because it's a topic that means a lot to me, and I have done extensive research on it throughout my junior and senior year of high school and into my freshman year of college. During my rhetoric and composition class, I explored this topic even further with some different styles of writing, and the last big writing assignment that we did was an op-ed. An op-ed is kind of an opinion piece with informal research, kind of. It doesn't have like sources or links or anything like that, but it uses the appeals, logos, pathos, ethos kind of thing. Our rhetoric and composition class was based on beauty and attraction and science and psychology of why some people are considered attractive or beautiful, and how we got to the 21st century kind of thing. So for our op-ed, we had to write about something about beauty, and so obviously I chose Asian beauty as portrayed in movies and TV and stuff like that because it's just a really interesting topic to me, and even though I've written like 4 papers on it, it's still something that I want to delve into. But first, what the heck do I mean by Asian representation and entertainment media? Well, Asian representation is basically portrayals by Asian actors of Asian people in a positive way. Not like background characters or characters that die within the first episode or something. I mean, actual characters with good storylines, character arcs, nuance, stuff like that. And entertainment media, I mean, movies, TV, anything on screen, really. For my senior research paper, I really focused in on movies and TV because that is where they have the most audience, really. And there's a lot of people looking at the movies and TV shows that come out. So here are the subtopics that we're going to go over in this video. I'll include timestamps to each of the specific parts if you want to rewatch them or go straight to them or anything like that. So we got Hollywood's racist history, whitewashing and yellowface, Hollywood's modern racism, and why am I making this video anyways? So, let's go back to the early 1900s. Racism was pretty rampant. There were silent films made in the early 1900s with Asian characters, but they weren't positive representations. And almost always, they were played by white actors, or they relied heavily on negative stereotypes of Asian people. And it really didn't matter what kind of Asian the character was supposed to be because they just kind of smashed all of the stereotypes of every single Asian together. The whole World War II and Pearl Harbor thing was really good fodder to make some really racist stuff. There were a lot of movies during the World War II in the 1950s that portrayed Asian people as villains or bad people. Yeah, it's kind of a reflection of the time, I guess. And we can't forget Mickey Rooney's notorious role as some weird Japanese landlord in Breakfast at Tiffany's. I don't even know what he was going for, but no, it's a whole mess. So this leads to the next topic. What is whitewashing and what is yellowface? I'm glad you asked. Whitewashing is basically taking canonically non-white characters and casting white actors to play those roles. For example, in Aloha, Emma Stone plays a quarter Hawaiian and quarter Chinese woman named Allison In. But she is not remotely Asian at all. She's like white. Very, very white. That's not a bad thing, but when you have a character that is literally half Asian. You can't just cast a white actor. And what is yellowface? Well, yellowface is really similar to blackface, being that white actors will attempt to put on makeup or make their features more Asian and basically act like Asian people. They might even go so far as to put on yellow paint on their faces, like they did back in the day. Really good examples of yellowface are Mickey Rooney's role in Breakfast at Tiffany's and Clifton Collins Jr.'s role in Pacific Rim. Now, you would think that this whitewashing and yellowface and these negative portrayals are all in the past. We are so much better now because we are in the 21st century. You would be very wrong. Now, it's no surprise that Hollywood is built on racist ideals because, let's face it, literally everything in America is built on racist ideals. There are still some Confederate statues somewhere. Asian people are still portrayed as the nerdy geeks who are desexualized if you're men or hypersexualized if you are a woman. These sexual stereotypes are negative to people who watch them because, let's face it, a lot of people watch TV shows and movies, and it kind of forms an idea of a whole group of people before they even get to meet someone. Even TV shows on the Disney Channel have Asian nerds who just study and have no social life and aren't really all that pretty compared to the lead protagonists. And that has to change because white people aren't the only people with love issues and worrying about grades or going to the prom or falling for someone. It's a universal experience, but the only people who are being shown this representation is white people, and that really negatively affects how young people grow up. Representation is important. However, I will admit that we are slowly getting better. Movies and TV shows that do participate in whitewashing and yellowface, they are being called out because of social media. People can interact more with the people who make the shows and TV and the films. And of course, there are still examples of yellowface, but they're few and far between. The problem now is getting positive representation for Asian people. And I mean all of Asia, like South Asia too, not just East Asians. There's a whole other part of Asia that exists, and India is also Asia. So yeah, we still got some way to go. Of course, there are some positive things, as I said before, and that includes movies like Crazy Rich Asians and that weird Christmas movie that Henry Golding is in, and also Killing Eve. I'm killing Eve! Which is a really, really, really good TV show with writing itself, but the fact that it has an Asian woman as a lead, that's amazing. Obviously, I am an Asian American woman myself, so this topic is personal to me, because it has to be, really. When I was growing up, I didn't see people like me on TV going through the problems that white people did. We were just disposable background characters who were there to forward the lead character's story, but nothing else. If you had replaced Asian people back then with, I don't know, a dog, it probably wouldn't have changed the story at all. And that's not okay. As I grew up, I had lots of self-esteem issues and just wondering if I was actually beautiful or, a person, because I wasn't seen. My confidence wasn't all that good, and it's still not good, even though I try to, fake it till you make it. I'm still working through problems that I started in my childhood. So, where do I want Hollywood to go from here? Obviously, just cast Asian people. I just want some positive representation, guys. You should be able to write a character with a deep storyline, lots of nuance, really good background, and it really shouldn't matter what race the person is. That's how it is with Killing Eve. I mean, the fact that she's an Asian woman, it kind of plays into the attraction from Villanelle, but really, the most of it, she's a woman, and they could have very easily casted a white woman, but they chose to cast Sandra Oh in it. And we definitely need more positive representation like that. The fact that Crazy Rich Asians was the first time that I ever saw a fully Asian cast for the lead cast, and Asian leads in a romantic comedy in 2018. That's shocking. Yes, it's cool, but it should have happened earlier. There's so much for Hollywood to do. And the shows that are, feminist, they're not that good either. Like Supergirl, super feminist, female lead with lots of female casts and females on the crew, like the directors and producers and all the people that make the show happen. I cannot believe that a show with that many women cannot pass the Bechdel test. But on top of Asian representation, I want to see good queer representation and disabled representation and representation of mental illnesses in a positive way. There aren't a lot of disabled people, there aren't any plus-size people, there aren't any mentally ill people that are portrayed in a positive light. There isn't much queer representation. We still have a ways to go. We can't just stop at Sandra Oh and Henry Golding. That leads to tokenism. One person cannot represent an entire race, and they shouldn't. So please, Hollywood, keep doing what you're doing and just cast the best person for the role while trying to maintain diversity. I would love to see an award show where, at least half of the crowd isn't white, because those award shows are still pretty white. And this is why I wrote my op-ed on Asian representation. It had such an impact on me and my childhood and how I develop now as a young adult. And I need people to know about it, because especially for white people, when you have representation all of your life, you don't know how it is to finally see yourself on the screen. It's an amazing experience. And I really want the generations that come after me, the young kids that grow up, I really want them to see positive representation on screen so that they don't have to deal with the psychological issues that I'm dealing with right now. But anyway, I think I'm going to just leave that here. Feel free to ask questions or talk about stuff in the comments, because I really love to start a discussion about topics like this. I could probably talk about this for hours, but my camera only has limited space. So yeah, this has been my video essay on Asian representation in American entertainment media. If you liked it, please share with someone who you think would appreciate learning about it or feeling validated. To my regular subscribers, hopefully I will have another music video out soon. If not, I guess you gotta deal with it. As always, drink some water, take your meds, get some sleep, and I'll see you in the next video.